audio is probably muted.
I think, oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you all. Just to see you all. Could you, we'll wait for some time or what? Please tell me, I didn't hear what you said that time.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maharaj. I was just thanking you for coming today and making time for us. We're very, very grateful. And yes, we'll give people a few more minutes to connect. We usually, on any given session, we'd have anywhere from 12 to maybe 15 people. And we have sort of a hardcore who's always here. And then we have people who make it when they can. And then we have people on our list who've never actually joined us, but they always tell me when I run into them, oh, keep me on the list. So they're members. Our list has now grown to about 40 individuals, and mostly here in Pennsylvania. But then we have a couple of people who join us from California. We have Patricia joining us from Vancouver. And then, yeah, most of the rest are right here in Pennsylvania.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, good. You have started this study circle and with Jeffrey. It's a wonderful thing to think about our spiritual goal and have a good company, holy company.
Yes. Yes. This is what we wanted, and we wanted to connect with more people who had these interests in our region.
Right.
And we also had many good friends that we knew were interested in something like this. So we all, got together now and are able to meet every month or two for these discussions. And we had been meeting for over a year when the pandemic happened, and meetings were happening in our home. Mm-hmm. And we were reading chapters of Pravajika Vajrapana's Vedanta, A Simple Introduction, and then discussing that and having a little bit of meditation at the end. And then afterward, we would just, have snacks and chat and so on. And then once the pandemic began, we started having Zoom meetings. But one of the sort of mixed, sort of hidden blessings of the pandemic is we've had all these wonderful swamis and pravajikas who ordinarily would have to have traveled great distance to be with us. You can all now just Zoom in. And so we've had some great speakers and great discussions, and we're very happy to have you with us today.
Thank you. So
I will, we maybe give people another minute or two to arrive, and then I will introduce you to everyone, and then you can begin your talk. Or if people would like to introduce themselves right now, who are here, that would be great. So I don't know if I should. I'm a professor, so I'm tempted to call on people. Let's see. We were talking with Patricia a moment ago. She's joined us from Vancouver, and
Victoria.
You're from Victoria.
Victoria.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patricia.
And Tansy joins us from Hershey, Pennsylvania, very, very near to where we live in Elizabethtown.
Gotcha.
And Ken.
Oh, and Ken is there too. Oh, great. Hi, Ken. Yeah, I remember meeting Ken a long time ago. And so Ken is back in the area. That's wonderful. Good to see you. Good to see you both.
To be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Maharaj, I think you've met Mohua, my wife Mohua, who's co-directing this with me, this venture.
Mohua.
Mohua,
yeah. Probably I do not know whether we met, but
yes, it's been a while. Yes, it's been a while.
Thank you.
But I'm so glad that you are conducting our study circle today, and I'm really very happy to be in your presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we have Nicholas, who lives very near to you.
Salam Swamiji, nice to see you. We've met once before. I was introduced to you. I came to see Swami Mahayogananda a few times, and we had some nice conversations, and you and I had a chance to meet. And I also have been enjoying your YouTube talks recently, so thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you,
meet
thank you. Thank you.
And then we have Lopa Banerjee from York, Pennsylvania, who's been joining us since almost the beginning.
No. Probably Probably I do not know. I see.
স্বামীজি
Namaskar.
অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ আসার জন্য থ্যাংক ইউ ফর জয়নিং আস
Mhm.
থ্যাংক ইউ ফর ইয়োর ব্লেসিংস
Right.
and we are very indebted to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Jeff and Moa and all our satsang. Thank you.
Thank you, Lopa. And then we have Shanjoy Bhattacharya, who's also joining us from nearby.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Yes, I stay near to Jeff in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I am honored to be listening to you today. So I have heard a lot about you, so
Oh my.
looking forward to your things. So again, thanks for coming here.
And then we have Anita and Arun Shanyo, who been
Anita.
friends of ours for many years here in Pennsylvania, and they're joining us from their home.
Nice to see you. Yeah, Anita. And
Namaskar, Swamiji Pranam.
Namaste.
Very happy to have you today, and we are eager to hear your lecture. Hope, so thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Namaskar.
And Anita Di took Diksha from Swami Swahananda,
Ah,
Right.
who used to run your center.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we have Durjoy with us.
Joy.
Durjoy.
Namaskar.
Oh.
আপনার তো Washington
Okay, Durjai.
Nice to meet you. I'm Moiti's husband. Moiti is your
Ah,
Shishya.
that's it.
Nice to see you, and thank you for joining our and giving your consent to address us today.
It's my pleasure.
And then we have, I don't know if Vidisha is with us today or not, but
Namaskar.
We meet you in Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh.
and then online with the Zoom class and the Vedanta Life Academy and the Life Inspires Life series. And we are so happy. So it's always a blessing in this time of pandemic to have people like you so that we can have suffering.
Thank you.
so Indraneel and Vidisha, Momo and I met them when we were visiting the Pittsburgh Center, and then they have moved to this area, to Harrisburg. So
Okay.
they're now part of our community. We're very fortunate and happy to have them. And they took Diksha also from Swami Tyaganandaji, who Momo and I also have taken Diksha from.
Good.
So we're one big family here. And so it's wonderful to have you here. I'll just give a very brief introduction to you most people I think know you or have met you, but maybe not everyone knows you as well. Momo and I met Swami Sarvadevananda in 2010. He gave a presentation at the Vedanta Society of DC's retreat, which used to be at a center in Maryland. And that's where we met the first time. And then we met again in Los Angeles. He is the head of the Vedanta Society of Southern California. And that is a really historical Vedanta society. For many years was presided over by Swami Prabhupada. Luminaries like Christopher Isherwood and Aldous Huxley spent time at the Vedanta Society of Southern California. And they're a group of really excellent swamis there, including Nicholas Mission Swami Mahayogananda, who used to be at DC, and we got to know him when he was there. So it's always a happy reunion whenever we meet Swami Sarvadevananda. And he also has the responsibility for the Vedanta Ashrama, for the umbrella organization that many of the Vedanta societies come under. And so we're looking forward to his words of wisdom about Vedanta today, but he might also advise us about what we should do with our little center here, that center that is not quite yet a center, our community, and what the next steps might be. So Maharaj, thank you so much again for joining us, and we're eager to hear your talk.
Om Ashato Ma Sadgamaya Tamashu Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya Avir Avir Maedhi Rudro Yatte Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness and ignorance to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality, and evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. First of all, I'm thankful to Jeffrey Long for his kind invitation. And to at least meet so many good friends and devotees of Vedanta. As a student of Vedanta, we are a class by ourselves, and we should be proud to be a student of Vedanta because of its universality, because of its perennial philosophy, the idea of the divinity and oneness of the soul, that grand view which the ancient sages given to us from time immemorial. It's a great opportunity to belong to this group where we think lofty. We feel that our identity is not finished with our body and mind. We are not staying in some doctrinal ideas. We are not bound by any time, space, and causation in that limitation of its meanness, unkindness, but it is here where we meet together to expand our identity. At one time, as we know, the Upanishads declared a grand message to the world, and that message has been again re-established in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, and the stalwarts of present Vedanta movement. Shrinvantu Vishwe Amritasya Putra Ade Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahumetang Purushang Mahantam Aditya Varnang Tamasha Parastvat Tamevo Viditva Atimritumeti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayonayo Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayonayo Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanayo. What a grand message! Realizing this oneness, realizing this divine within. The rishis are declaring that listen, people of the universe, whoever is there in whatever plane. Srinnantu Vishwe, Amrit, you are all children of immortal bliss. Swamiji in one time spoke so greatly about this word. I want to address you, the children of immortal bliss. We are all children of immortal bliss. What a new definition of our personalities. We normally identify ourselves with our biodata. But that is not me. The sages have experienced that and declaring, I have known that truth. And listen, ye who are living in the high heaven or in the material plane, that I have known that truth, knowing which one can cross the suffering and recycle of birth and death. So to cross that is the only way to know that truth. And that truth is divine. What a message. Sri Ramakrishna in this says simply mention the same truth in the simplistic language the goal of human life is God realization. And all Swami Vivekananda said, what? That each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divine within by controlling nature, external or internal, by philosophy, by work, or by means, or by one or all of this, and be free. That is the whole of religion. The whole of religion is this, that we should have to understand this reality. And that's the freedom. Doctrines and dogmas, yes, every religion has doctrines and dogmas. But we get merged into that, and we make sects, and sects into violent measures in their life to destroy the peace of others. But we are not for that. Doctrines and dogmas are but secondary details. This is all necessary, maybe stepping stone, but they are nothing. But goal is to and be free. This is the whole of religion. What a grand idea of Vedanta. To be free. We are all free. We are bound souls in the body and mind. Vedanta says that we are not bodies. Shankaracharya says, Mano buddhi chitta ahankara ninam nacha srotra juve nacha prano netre na ghano na vida Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So that is the declaration again. I'm not the body, not the mind. I'm not, but I reside in the body. Here comes our spiritual struggle. Vedanta is not only theoretical, but it's the most practical. That's why Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna came in this age to make it more practical. It is the wisdom of the ancient sages. And in ancient time, even the kings, they in their life made it practical. King Janaka, they are all Rajarsis, they are Rajas. They could command and to control the whole universe, whole country, along with their highest knowledge of this freedom, this knowledge of the self. So that philosophy really practical? That it is, I am not the body, not the mind, is only a theoretical knowledge. Yes, it became like that. But Sri Ramakrishna brought it back in the life of his own life, and the life of Swami Vivekananda and others, to prove that Vedantic truth is practical and it can be livable, and you can live that life by controlling our nature, external or internal, by psychic control, by philosophy, by work, by one or all of this. Swami Vivekananda's beautiful formula, that and be free. How can we be free from the bondage? Slavery. The senses and our mind has made us slave of the situation. And being in that slavey situation, we are actually, our life is miserable. But this life should not be miserable. It should be goal of life is Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti, Hetave Janmadharitam. Atmana Nitya Muktena, Natu Sangsara Kammaya. We are born. That is the great purpose of our being born in the body and mind. Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti. To enjoy the bliss, Sukha. To attain that Sukha, immortal bliss, Jivan Mukti, while breathing, while walking, while talking, while interacting with people. Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti, Hetave, for that cause, Janmadharitam. So this is the grandest ideal. It has been preached from thousands and thousands of years and has been relived again and again. We forget that those ideals, again, these great souls come, and in this modern age, Ramakrishna came, Holy Mother came, they lived that life, that this Vedantic experience is practical. I see you, I see God. To see God, We need not to go to caves and forests. But I am dealing with God. I am talking to you. With every blinking of my eye, I am seeing whatever I am seeing. It's nothing but God and God alone. Sarvang khalvidang Brahma. That is only Brahman, which you interpret. This interpretation is wrong interpretation. Everything we see through the lens of my mind. And the mind is clouded. Mind is deluded. And I see the deluded, perverse universe. But it's all in the mind. So whole spiritual life is a subjective transformation. This message is forgotten in most of our religious practices and the world religions. We are religious, but we forget the purpose of religion. Purpose of religion is to purify myself. It is here and now. God will not come out of some void and suddenly appear in a flash. Yes, that we think, but it comes out from our own self. That what is within, the manifestation of the divinity, potential divinity. We are all potential, and the divinity is hidden, and that is to be opened up. It should be clean and clear day by day, inch by inch. So spiritual life is a journey to the path of bliss. And that bliss will not come from outside. Rather, we are sorry that infinite bliss is here within our heart now at this point. But we are not aware of it. There is a song, Naab Kamal mein hai kasturi, kaise bharama mite pushukare. The deer carries that beautiful fragrance. And deer runs in the forest hundreds of miles to search for the source of this beautiful fragrance, where it is coming. But the deer does not know it is in her own pouch inside. So we are carrying that pouch inside, and we are searching for that joy everywhere outside. That's no fault of ours. We can blame God, because Kathopanishad says that God has created this universe. Why? How? Created these senses, eyes to see outside, the ears to hear outside. Paranchi khani batrinat sayambhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha. That Atma Tattva, to see that. So what it says? Paranchi khani batrinat sayambhu. Sayambhu, the Lord creator. And the Kathopanishad says that when he created our eyes, all the sense organs focused outside. Outside, eyes can see the outside, ears can hear from the outside sound, skin can feel the touch outside, heat and cold, soft and hard. Your tongue can taste something, nose can smell something. Tasmat parang pashyati. It is designed, the machine is designed like that. The designer is God, producer. So it is his fault. But that's why in Nantaratman, we don't look what is within. But that is the trick of the Lord. But all are not so fool like us. Then the Upanishad said, Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat. There are very few intelligent, super intelligent people. Those who want to see Pratyagatma, Atman, Pratyagatman, the inmost reality which is within. Pratyagatmanam aikshat. That's why what they do? They take the path of Avrita Chakshuhu, Amritattva. They close their eyes to see that immortality, Amritattva. That is which is within. So this is the point. We have to turn our attention from outside to inside. First of all, that's why there comes the need of meditation. We always practice meditation. It's a common subject of spiritual tradition. Everywhere now we are acquainted with this terminology of focusing inside, turning our attention inside. So to focus our attention, which is outside, it is roaming in thousands of things and in search of joy. Eyes are running for seeing beauty. Ears are running for listening beautiful, sweet sound, sweet message, sweet sound, words of praise, and beautiful music. The ears are designed like that. So every sense organ is running like that. But it is the instruction is we have to turn our attention not to search there, but to search inside. But that was another path. That was the traditional path. Turn your attention, go to in a recluse life, go into the forest, and then dive deep into your deep meditation. But Swami Vivekananda brought something more, and Ramakrishna brought something more. So it is not seeing outside, seeing only inside. Ramakrishna said, "Chok bujle tini achen, আর চোখ খুললে তিনি নেই." As you close your eyes, there is God. And when you open your eyes, then it is all gone. It is all matter. And this is another study to understand. Is there any distinction? What is secular and what is spiritual? Swami Brahmananda used to say, tell me where the secular ends and where spirituality starts. Everything is spirit. Everything is permeated with that consciousness, which is within, which is outside. It is only one reality, Satchidananda reality. So it is a new dimension has been given in this present practice. It was there, not that anything new. In the Upanishads it is there, in the Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned, all the scriptures it was there. But only looking, turning the attention and going into the inner core of reality, that's not the only way. That's why our complaint, our day-to-day life, we say we don't get any time. Where is my time for meditation? Today is gone. I'm busy. I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing my office work. I had to meet so many commitments. So where is my time? Where is my time? We have a misconception that the whole life is to be segmented into spirituality. When is my spirituality? When I sit down and turn my attention and look inside. That is even not that far, even if I be in my shrine room and spend some time, that's my spirituality. I may be cleaning the altar, preparing, decorating it and this and that. That much we think that we are spiritual. And when we come out, the same person cleaning the floor, making my cooking, or doing some office work, this is secular, this is secular, this is secular. That is one way of approach. That is a wrong approach, because we have to make 24-hour life spiritual. Vedanta should inspire us to make our life 24 hours spiritual, with eyes closed and with eyes open. If there is but one reality, which is Brahman, and all the names and forms are different ripples and bubbles on the infinite ocean of consciousness, what I am seeing, each bubble, is it not the ocean? Each bubble, is it not H2O? So who is seeing who is what we are seeing? In both ways, it is only we are that ocean, but we are not recognizing it as ocean. We are thinking individual. Our mind is to be purified and make a practice everywhere. Every action is only a service to God, dedication to God. That is the unique contribution in this age. Otherwise, we have no hope. In the early days, Indian context, these people had the 4 stages of life. At least from the 3rd stage, they retire, and then they totally involve themselves, and then go deeper into the fourth stage. But we are in the life, so then this whole life is waste. How can it be much more purposeful? That is the instruction which this incarnation came to give us. That means to make everything holy, to feel everything holy, to see that I am interacting with God. It's in fact, philosophically, if we analyze philosophically, intellectually, that is only subject that everything is permeated by one consciousness. Vedanta says it is all Maya, cosmic ignorance, cosmic mistake. Or in the cosmic mind, this thing happening. An individual mind is my ignorance. But there is only one God, one reality. But I am seeing it differently. Does not make it has changed. That's the Vivartabad of Shankara. Vivartabad says that the rope remaining the rope, we impose the concept of the snake in darkness, and we cry and weep until and unless we bring the flashlight to see that they're crying and weeping, snake, 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 were afraid and ran into the hospital, not looking at what has bitten me in darkness, and come back, and then to find that rope there without changing into snake. It appeared to me as rope. Appeared to as snake. Without changing the rope, I saw the rope, I touched the rope, I interacted with the rope, but I cried out as snake. And when I cried out all the pains and agonies I have to go through, and when knowledge comes, we find it is everything was created by my mind. So this is Vivarta. Vivarta means you don't change the substratum, but you perceive it differently. And you are so real. And feeling that our actions and reactions come and we weep and cry in this world. But spirituality is saying, you are mistaken. No, no, no. You need not have to cry. In every interaction, you are interacting with the divine. You are divine. You are interacting with divine. How to remember this? Vedanta teaches. How to remember this? There is the theory of Parinamavada. It has changed. Suppose you make the milk and make it yogurt. When milk is transformed to yogurt, yogurt cannot come back to milk again. That is the philosophy of other philosophies where they think the world is real. If its world is real, it is separate from what it was. It is transformation. But Shankara's Vedanta and the Vedanta actually of the Upanishads, but it is remaining the same. Remaining the same. The consciousness is consciousness, but I am perceiving it as the world. So the Vedanta teaches us, why not make a paradigm shift of your all divine? I call my mom, dad, brother, sister. That is my Atman, myself. It is the same consciousness, only in different name and form. Why not look that way? See, Sri Ramakrishna did not talk so big Vedanta. He spoke different places, but one place, it is very simply, he said that the lady went Sri Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna advised, okay, you think of God day and evening, morning, evening, night time, try to think of God several times and chant his name. Then she said, I cannot do that. Well, why? Well, I have a nephew. You have a nephew? Oh, where can I am to take care of the nephew day and night. And nobody is there. I am to look after. Oh, is it? So why not look after your nephew? What is that nephew? That's baby Krishna. See, wow. You bathe the baby, you are bathing Krishna, baby Krishna. As God comes, in the form of baby Krishna. See, it is not running away from life, but it is giving it a new direction. Monastic life, going away from world and going into seclusion, there's few people may select that. But Vedanta does not say that running away, but to see God in everything. So this lady, you are feeding the baby child, you think you are feeding Krishna. You are bathing, you think you are bathing Krishna. The Lord has come to take your service. Just think about this attitude. What a transformation will happen in our family life. Husband will feel that I am serving the Lord in the form of my wife. It is my service to God. And wife will think that I am serving my husband. Not the husband, but the divine who is in me. I'm serving him. He, that infinite reality, has come to me in the form of my husband, my son, my daughter, my mom, my friend, whatever I find, even my enemies. That is a one step down. Much more spirituality is needed to see in the enemy. But let us start with whom we love. So in that love, we can transform ourselves. We are transforming ourselves by seeing the divine there. If we start, that is, as I said, not only meditation by closing the eyes and looking inside, but it is also opening the eyes, seeing the world, and seeing God there, seeing God here. I think this dual attack to remove our ignorance is a good tool that has been given. It is not that, as I am saying, Ramakrishna didn't bring anything new, but he has given new fervor into the spiritual practices. Forgotten chapters of the Upanishadic practices, and where we get quickly messed up into the rituals and doctrines and dogmas, my philosophy versus your. Forget about that. That's why Vedanta is holistic. That's the uniqueness. I can go anywhere and I can feel joy. I go to a mosque, I can feel great joy because I know that is the one Brahman is worshipped in the name of Allah. Someone is Krishna. Okay, Krishna, he is the embodiment, a concrete form of that absolute. Because I am a concrete person, God has come in the form of. I have no problem in going any Buddhist church or Catholic church or Protestant church or anywhere to find that I am uncomfortable. But look at that. Suppose a Krishna devotee, one-pointed lover of Krishna, he cannot enjoy the same way when he goes to a Mahakali's temple. Mahakali's devotee will not be able to enjoy. Even Hinduism I am talking. They so much enjoy going into the Vaishnava temple. But when this perspective of Vedanta is in the background, comes into the purview, what happens? Your joy increases. You find unity everywhere and your heart expands. What is spirituality? In Swami Vivekananda's language, the spirituality is the expansion of the heart. What is spirituality? You are no more limited within any boundary and you expand everywhere and you see the oneness. See, there is only oneness and we actually live in that oneness, but forgetting that oneness, we see all this diversity. Why? Because my mind is cluttered. And mind wanted to find joy. So whatever instant gratification comes, my senses go there, my mind runs in that direction, and I support that. But these are only, we know, these are the glimpses of light, glimpses of happiness. There is no real happiness anywhere. Because little glimpse of joy followed by so much of suffering is our day-to-day experience of the sense experience. But if we can purify the mind, we'll find that the joy is permeating everywhere outside and joy is permeating in every pore of our body. In the Upanishad, it is said that pratibodha viditam. In every experience, you are experiencing joy of that divine. It is said that how much joy one can experience, it is limitless joy. This body will burst out in joy. Huh? Sri Ramakrishna used to say goosebump all over the body, and taking one name of mother or taking the name of the Lord, just transported into another realm. You look the face that there is on the backside of Jeffrey's that Ramakrishna, see, the face is beaming with joy. And how that joy comes, where does it come from? Is it supplied from outside? But no, it is within us. We have to explore that. And God has given us this wonderful test of that joy every day. When our mind stops disturbing us. Mind is between me and I am inside is Atman, outside is Atman, mind has come in between. And it is blocking the vision because of his impurity. But if this impure part is clean and clean and clean, it will be seen that is the one light inside and outside. And there comes the joy, endless joy comes. That is the purpose of human life. That we are, that joy, we have forgotten that. And foolishly we are searching for a penny where we are all billionaires, trillionaires. We forgot our own asset. It is that, but we have to go back to that, and we can make it. It is possible if we take this new attitude of life, as indicated, that it is, we are looking from the very perspective of a very limited perspective of our mind and intellect and ego. We are identified there. But if it is redirected to that truth, and in the whole day's every pursuit, we can bring back that awareness that it is only the divine I am serving in the human costume, or in whatever form I am seeing. It is my imperfected vision and my wrong interpretation of my mind. So purify the mind by selfless work, by meditation, by analyzing the deep spirituality according to using our brain. God has given us this 4 faculty: emotional faculty, critical, analytical faculty, intelligence, emotion, analysis, and meditation, one-pointedness, devotion, all this. We have to employ all these forces. That's why Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna's contribution, that gathering all these 4 aspects to apply in life from morning till night, so that we can, when we sit in quiet meditation, we can see the joy within. When I open my eyes, I can try to think that it is I am seeing God. To train the mind, it is to train the mind that it is. You may say these are all theoretical talk. Where is my joy? How do I know all these things? But yes, we know all these things, but we don't care to analyze them. Say, now we are in this waking state. We are seeing this reality, that joy, suffering, pleasure, pain. What is happening as real? Okay. Now when I go to dream, what happens? This reality, this tension, I am very tensed. But when you go to sleep and go to dream, you are in another world. And that world is created by whom? My dream world is created by me. Your dream world, your mind. I don't go to your mind to create your dream. You don't come to my mind to create my dream. So that reality becomes so true. Then this physical reality becomes meaningless. It has no existence at all. It is our everyday experience. That's why Vedanta, when it says something, it is not giving you some utopian idea, impractical and unreasonable. It is very rational thinking. We pay attention to this waking experience now, because mind is working in the waking state. When mind, major sense organs and others get tired in the physical, but mind only awake, but mind still functioning, it creates its dream. And the dream world, whatever comes, that is so real, more real than this. That if the tiger chases us, we run, we pant for air, and we cry and weep, no? So now, when you go to deep sleep, what happens? Where goes this world? Where goes the dream world? What remains there? Mind is almost sleeping. Therefore, what remains there? I do not know what remains. Some ignorance, veil of ignorance, no? And then we come out, we say, we had a good sleep. And I was very happy. See, we get a touch of that Atman, that Brahman every day. Unknowingly we get it. We are every day, every one of us experience this state. You touch that joy with a veil of ignorance. That's why you feel that joy. That's why we say, I was happy, I slept very well. I didn't know when you called me. I was so asleep. But I was happy. That's why everyone gets disturbed when we are sleeping. No? In the morning, we don't want to get up, no? And that time, my duty's call says, hey, get up. So you get annoyed. If the children get more annoyed, no? If you call them by going to school or do something, they will say, no, I'm happy. Why are you trying? Even cats and dogs and animals, you look at that. In the Susupti stage, in the deep sleep state, we go close to Brahman, to the divine, to that absolute joy. But because there is a veil of ignorance, that's why we come back and again enter into this gross world. But suppose now you meditate, with consciously you are thinking that thinking of the divine and move on. Mind is becoming purer and purer, entering into the subtle world and penetrating that subtle world, go to that state where the veil is dropped. And then you become a rishi. You become a realized soul. Come back. Then you are called, he's a Jivan Mukta. So only difference, we go every day there. Every day we stand in the deep darkness and I don't see what is the other side, but I feel the little warmth of that joy percolating through that veil. That's why our sleep is so important and we are so happy with the sleep. But if that veil is gone by spiritual practice, then what will happen? One will face to face meet that infinite joy. Then he will be exclaiming like Sankara in the Viveka Chudamani says, Kaggatang kenava nitam kutralinam idam jagat udunaibo maya drishtam nastikim mahat adbhutam. Say, wow, what a grand mystery. This world was so terrible or so joyful before my dawn of this knowledge. And now I am awakened and I see, why did it dry away? Why did it run away? Because there's one ocean of absolute bliss. There is no two. What the question? There is no one. Even to say one, you need somebody. Two. If you have a concept of two, concept of one brings concept of two. But there is no concept of two, how there will be concept of one? If one is only there, there is no. That is called the Ekameva Advityam Brahma. That is the Ekam, only one. So this is the philosophy of life. Our life's goal is to reach this oneness. And this oneness dissolves all our problems because there is no enemy, no friend. It is all Atman. Atman only in the costume. They are all different costumes. But it is the same divine reality playing with us. No? And I am playing with myself in Vedantic term. We are not that far, may not be non-dualistic Vedanta, then you are dualistic, okay. The same infinite reality has become Ishvara, God, who has created, maintaining and destroying this universe. He is my soul, he is my heart, he is my soul. I love him, I pray to him. Every moment I know that he is Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddase Arjuna Tishtati. Gita says, oh Arjuna, in the heart of everyone, that Ishvara, the Lord, is seated. So it is Saguna with name and form. I like that. Okay, think of that. They are not too different. Ramakrishna again and again discussed with that. Name and form and formless, nameless are not too different. Two aspects of the same reality. So if we start from there itself and try to apply this formula in our day-to-day life, that practical life, that I am interacting, though I am interacting with my boss, but I can mentally think that my boss is God. And I am being asked to do this job through this mouthpiece of this boss. But actually God is telling me to do. All my service is going to please him and him and him. Jat karosi, jadasnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, what action you do, tat kurushyamadarpanam. Give it to me, give it to me. And I will take care of everything. So whatever way, if we apply this philosophy of Vedantic philosophy, dualistic Vedanta, non-dual Vedanta, whatever, only Ramakrishna said, if you are sincere, if we do that, then our every action will be an offering. Every action, as Swamiji's language, every work will not be worship at the beginning, but it starts with work and worship. Yes, we start our day in the morning, meditation, prayer, worship, and then we go to work. Then next stage will come, whatever you are working, for whom you are working, think, what I'm doing for God. Work as worship. And continue, think, as if I am worshipping in the temple. Temple, in the altar, you give a flower, you have an incense, sandal paste, garland, fruits, candies. Those are the things needed in your shrine room. But when you go out, you are cooking. That's also an offering. That's a flower. That's a garland. To think that everything I'm offering to God is for God, is for God, is for God, is for God. Then what happens? The work is no more working. The work is no more botheration. You are computer engineers, you are professors, you are doing all your professional thing. If only this idea is about, I am doing it for God, I am offering it to God. It is God for him I am doing. Then every action is becoming as worship, as offering a flower. Some of our sadhus used to say that if you cannot remember continuously while you are working, say you are intensely engrossed into your work for half an hour. And when you get a pause, then, oh, I did it for you, oh Lord. Just mentally say. And as if you think that you are taking a flower and offering at his feet. So every action offered like that, what a transformation will come. The whole day, at the end of the day, you have totally been bathed in the sweet, cool waters of the sweet, loving God. Because it has been, everything has been done for him. My whole day is a puja. I did a big puja whole day. So it is offering this type of idea again and again. And then if it matures, a time will come. There is no distinction between work and worship. Work is worship. That's the third stage. Work is worship. And that Nivedita, that very beautifully described in the introduction of the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. So that is secular and spiritual, those distinctions gets wiped out. And that is the goal of our life. So I think we have talked much. See, that idea is that how we have talked about our goal of life and the absolute bliss, which is Satchidananda, which can be realized. The sages have declared, proclaimed, Ramakrishna proclaimed, Holy Mother showed the life. By touch, by look, they have transformed people, and there are many people to testify, not only in Hinduism, in Christianity, mystics of Christianity, they have Sufi mystics, Buddhist Nirvana, those who are searching for nirvana, whatever the terminology, they're attaining that blissful state. It is achievable. It can be achieved in this life. And there are obstacles because our mind is there. Mind doesn't allow us to do that. Mind confuses us, and let this karma, jnana, bhakti, etc. Vedanta. The practical Vedanta is this: in me is the divine, and also I'm serving the divine. But that does not mean that I will be treating everyone equally. Externally, there will be differences. When you meet a noble person, you treat him some differently. When you face a challenging person, very brutal, very negative, you treat him differently. Not to hate, but you know it's a tiger. So don't go to the tiger and hug. Oh, tiger, I love you. So from a distance, you say, I love you, sir. You stay a little distance. I am inside. Hello, you are so great. But so that is the way to live in the world. And at the same time, respect for everyone. And gradually, if by this process of applying the 4 yogas according to our ability, at least if we take one principle also, that it is only all my actions are dedicated to God and my all service goes to Him. And whatever I am doing, I know or do not know, but I am serving God. If there is nothing but God, whom you are serving, whom you are angry with, whom you are pleased with, I may think that I am angry with you, but where is you accepting that divine in the costume of one costume in the other costume? So that is the greatest idea which we get it from these great souls, and we can apply in our life. And this type of gathering in which you are all meeting together, it is a great joy to reading. You are always reading this type of subject, either this way or that way. And that what happens, that clarifies our mind. Sri Chaitanya said, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That you clean your mind. Darpan is the mirror. Chant the name of the Lord and His glories unceasingly, so that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean. So that is the cleaning of the mind. Whole spiritual life is cleaning of the mind, of its prejudices, of its superstitions, of its past accumulated thoughts, right or wrong. So that is to be clean. How? By bringing this noble thought that in me is really what is there in me, the divine light. The same divine light is the spark behind everyone. Only we have to penetrate the outer coating, outer costume. As it is said that there are people who dress up differently in acting. But when you go for seeing some movie, you say, oh, he is this John. John. John acts in different roles. So this is the big Jnani. Big Jnani knows he is God. But ignorant people know that he is only the role in which he or she is playing. So let us penetrate this veil by God's grace, by our effort, or whatever path we take. Try to see the divine, feel the divine, feel that we are blessed. Today is a blessed day. I spent the whole day. I did some time intense meditation, prayer with God. I came out, I did His work only whole day. At the end, I offer it to, oh Lord, I offer it to you. So whole life is a constant prayer, as it were. And if we tune ourselves, that the cleaning of the mind, the dirt and dust will be wiped out gradually, and the light within, that is the truth, will shine forth more. And that is the purpose of our life. That is called freedom. Freedom from all bondage. Bondage not outside, but bondage is inside. Bondage of our mind, which limits me, which forces me to think in a way, pattern, and what I perceive. But what I perceive is not true. Truth is that which is eternal. And that what the sages have experienced, saints have experienced, and we can also do that. So thank you all. Whatever came in my mind, I randomly I told. So if you have some questions for a few minutes, it's good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj. You've explained beautifully with a very practical approach to seeing God everywhere in our day-to-day lives and feeling the joy that is the goal of life, to feel that joy and that freedom. So yes, let's, if anyone has questions, anything they would like to ask Maharaj, this is the time. So you can unmute and ask a question or put it in the chat, however you feel comfortable doing.
Hi. I was, Swamiji, thank you very much for your talk there. I was just going to make a comment that I was reminded. I don't know which part of the gospel I maybe read this in, but Thakur is sitting with someone in the Kali temple, and this person is meditating with eyes closed, and Thakur is so he tells the person, no, open your eyes. You have right before you the living goddess, and he makes such a clear point in that moment that to me it just really stood out that we can get as much with our eyes open as we can with our eyes closed. So it reminded me a lot of your talk. Thank you.
Good.
Swamiji, I have a question. What you said today is, I find it so simple and so easy to follow, like you offer your work to God, you think of God, and then even when you are very busy in your work, you at the end of it, you sort of say, okay, I have offered it to you as God. But what I always feel is that it's the simplicity of it is beautiful, but it's very hard to do. I mean, I find it, I keep forgetting. I keep, feeling sad or whatever emotions that one feels when one is frustrated or angry or whatever. And then I have to keep reminding myself that, this is all Ma's doing, so leave it at her feet and, and forget about it. But while I am, I have that idea at the end of it, it's wonderful to reach that sort of conclusion, but it takes a long time to, come to that realization that that we can always be free, always be joyful, and I wonder if why is it so hard?
Yeah, there is a statement. Rama, Vasishtha says, Vasishtha is telling Rama, Janmantara satobhastha Rama sangsara sangasthiti. That we are in this world. Why we are here? Because we believe in the past life, past actions. That has created some deep impression, sanskaras. And those sanskaras I have created because of my lifestyle, wherever I went. Even here, a good person, should start, say, drinking or doing something, smoking. And by some times practice, then it becomes difficult to come out of that practice. When he understands that that does not give me joy. Many people came in our life, we hear from devotees, that I want to get out of this bad habit. I cannot. Even smoking or having some addiction for some drinking or something. Because we do it constantly like that, our mind becomes so ingrained into it, it creates a deep impression. It is called the sanskara. Repeated thinking, repeated acting, it creates deep impression. In our brain also, you think one thought, that's why it is called avritti, rasakrit, upadeshat. Brahma Sutra says you have to avritti, repeat, repeat. In dualistic religion, they call you repeat the mantra, your Ishta mantra, again and again and again and again. Why? This thought, if you think and repeat, then its meaning will be deep and mind will be active, and then it will make an impression. So impression, new impression we have to create. What we are now, it is the result of our past life. It is called the prarabdha. The philosophy of karma leads us to three types of karma. Prarabdha, this life started. It is, we are in a, suppose you take a stone and throw into the space. Now, when it is gone out of your hand, you have no control. You have put the initial strength and impetus into it. It has its own trajectory. You will go and it will fall, end in some place. So this life is like that. Our life, this present life, is because, as the see in the Gita says, our past life's strongest thought at the point of departure. What was the last thought? Very strong thought. One thought. To fulfill that desire, we are here in this life. So this is a trajectory. It is now out of your hand. Now you cannot say trajectory. Why did you go? Why the stone? You should go on the right side. It will go, not go. That's why it is said that the prarabdha karma, which has already started giving its fructifying its results, it cannot be do. We cannot do anything there. But what can we do? We can think in such a way. This trajectory will go in its own way. If the body mind will work in that way, I will feel I am not. I am separate. In a Vedantic way. Or it is God's will. It is happening. So let me focus on God, who is the source of joy. The light will go on. Look at all the great saintly people. They are suffering so much from physical ailment. Swami Vivekananda died of diabetes and all this physical ailment. Swami Brahmananda, Swami Shivananda became paralytic all through, and whole right side was totally paralyzed in the bed for so many years. So why these holy people who have lived with God? That is the trajectory, or they have taken the sins of others, suffering themselves, and released others from freedom. Suppose I have a loan of $10,000, you come forward and pay for me. Okay? So I am released, but your account minus 10,000. So these holy people, their account though is infinite, but the effect will go to the body. That's why they suffer for us. It is called, that's why Christ suffered for us. That's the belief. Ramakrishna suffered cancer for all of us, like that. But this trajectory goes. So what happens? These things are coming because of my past thoughts. It is I thought it unconsciously, consciously, many lifetimes in one way, and I decided. It's all our decision. It appears very difficult to understand, isn't it? Suppose I give you one example. Suppose I think that I will go to Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh or say New York. One thought. And I start, okay? And then I will go. Then so many things come. I will go, one thought. With that comes so much of problem, no? You have to decide a date and get the ticket and which is this and that, and no, it is obstacle here. Then you are COVID. No, you have to go this test. You cannot go now. Now the plane is not this, and you cannot. And you have to go there for another quarantine for so many days. These, that. We didn't expect those things. I expected only I will go to New York. That's all. One thought, but it brings so many additional things which we don't know why it comes in my life, and someone's life becomes smooth. Someone's become difficult. So this is the reason, because of our past thoughts, past actions. How to counteract? The new thought and new action. counteraction. Holy Mother said that very simple. Holy Mother probably yes, that when people fly kite, huge length of string, they add different colors. No, so one stretch of 1,000 feet, maybe one color, another 1,000 feet, another color. The way it is rolled in the wheel, when you release it, it will come out the same way. So our past karma, past thoughts creates this idea, but we need not be worried about that because I created that, I can undo that. That's why spiritual practice. Rama was advised by Vasishtha, oh Rama, because of your past, no, janma, in life after life, you have done certain things. Janmantara sato abhasta, you have practiced those things in previous incarnations, previous time. That's why it has become your second nature. Then it becomes first nature. Habit makes it nature, is it not? That's why it says repeated habit makes a nature. And nature, second nature, it becomes first nature. So then you need not have to think, it will force you. We have seen our sadhus who in early days, maybe they are very old and their body is not allowing, but 3 o'clock they cannot sleep anymore. They will be wake up. Hey, why are you sleeping, waking up at 3 o'clock? Your body needs rest. No, they cannot because their habit, waking up at 3 o'clock, whatever happens, some are, and in India, not in America, we have amenities, but in India it is cold, winter is winter, hot is hot. But he may have slept late, maybe after midnight they have gone to bed, but 3 o'clock finish, they have to get up. It's a good practice, it's pushing him out of his bed. So similarly, our thoughts, our actions, if we repeated action, then abhyasa, repeated action, and also to understand where our mind goes, analytically to put before mind that I tried to get joy, peace through that channel, but it failed. I didn't get it. I have tried 100 times. Do my mind, do you need to try another time? Okay, go. And then watchful and say after another, did you get it? Then mind will say no. Sir, no, don't go, brothers. Now turn back. So we have to make friendship with our mind and put the mind into our way back. Thank you. Okay.
Great question. Anyone? Any other questions from anyone or thoughts anyone wants to share?
So thank you then. Very good. Wonderful to see you all. Jai Ma. God bless us all. The COVID situation going on so much everywhere. So be careful, be watchful, and let us all think of joy. God who is blissful, and interact with God. Sometimes forgetting, 99% time forgetting. At this 1% time, if I remember, I will make it two times tomorrow, 3 times the third day, 4 times, and then we will increase to remember Him in our life. Let God bless us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to just briefly say, Maharaj, thank you. You have taught us with your words, but also you radiate that joy that you're describing. And that is also a lesson. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you all. Stay well.
Question আছে
God. That will be saved from various by sheer grace of Holy Mother. The mind sometimes still doubt the divine grace. Worries about future. How to overcome this? Yes, doubt comes. The question is after getting saved from various situations on multiple occasions by sheer sometimes grace of Holy Mother, the mind sometimes still doubt the divine grace and worries about future. Yes, it happens. We are all human beings. Until we are perfected, this will happen. But we will make that mistake. But again, go back and tell, oh Lord, oh Mother, I know that you are there, but I forgot that. Please help me. And again surrender, again surrender. So we'll have to practice that again and again. Huh? Okay. And Mikhail, thank you for the class. I realized that I need to think of God all the time and to see God in everyone and everything I like. How you said, I offer it to God. Okay, yes, that's our practice. We'll have to do this practice again and again. We forget 100 times, 1,000 times we forget. We'll have to remind ourselves. That's why spiritual practice is nothing but reminding ourselves again and again and again and again. So, okay, thank you all. Jaima, stay well. কি হলো এটা কি লিখবে সে কি এসছে কেটে দিচ্ছি না ওটা ওটা ক্যান্সেল এন্ড স্ট্রিম হয়নি হ্যাঁ